That's good volume right there, I think. I kind of want to put a limiter on this so that it doesn't peak so much. So let me see here if I can do that. I'm not sure if I can do it live. Yeah, there we go. Limiter. Check, 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 check. And we'll turn on safe mode as well. Okay, does that sound good, guys? Yesterday I was peaking and nobody said anything. And I think you guys were being nice, but don't be nice. Tell me if I'm peaking, okay? Hey, today's gonna be fun. We've got 3 games we're gonna play, and we're gonna review them, and we're gonna do what? Are we gonna rip them to shreds? Maybe. But the point is to offer constructive criticism and feedback to help these developers fix what's not working in their games. And it's kind of crazy because sometimes what's not working can feel like the whole game is broken. And it's just because of one or two little things. So that's kind of my hope for these live streams, is that developers can watch them and they could just tweak those few little things and the game can be twice as good. And it's not because I'm a genius. It's because you guys are super helpful in the chat. And hopefully I do have some experience to offer. Oh, hey, I wanted to say a huge thank you to all the new students who joined my course, Full-Time Game Dev, in the last 2 days for Black Friday. Anthony Debucci, Brian, Seth, Lorenzo, Victor, Robert, Louis, Benji, Leonardo, James, Serge, Debert 3D, Bryce, Thomas, Michael, Leonard, Christopher, and Michael. Thank you so much for joining Full-Time Game Dev during the Black Friday sale. Look, I'm an indie game developer, an actual indie game developer. I'm not just some random YouTuber that BS's. Okay, is that Korean? I think it's like the Korean version of my games. So I have 2 commercial releases. I'm on my 3rd commercial release called Twisted Tower. I can actually pull it up here. I'm on my 3rd commercial release called Twisted Tower right here. And this is actually the beta. Yeah, this is my 3rd commercial release, and it's being published by 3D Realms. And I say all that just to say, if you want to learn from an actual indie game developer, and you want to learn how to make not only, make games in Unity or Godot or Unreal, you can take your pick, or you want to learn to code, or you want to learn 2D art or 3D art, or how to pitch to publishers, or how to hit the Steam front page, or how to get Kickstarter funding, I could teach you how to do that. And that's what Full-Time Game Dev is. This is my Black Friday event. This is my biggest sale event of the year. I don't have any events that are bigger than Black Friday. I always make sure Black Friday is massive. It ends in 11 days. The seats are selling fast. There's less than 90. There's somewhere around, less than 90, somewhere around 80 some left. So if you want to join the program and get 50% off, but also get my art programs completely free, that's 2D and 3D, and also my YouTube course completely free, and also my course on how to reach out to streamers and get streamers to play your games. If you want all of that, it's 50% off. This is the biggest one I've ever done. Biggest bundle, easily. So check it out below. You're going to be taught by an actual indie game developer, which I think is pretty cool. A lot of courses out there, they'll tell you a bunch of stuff, but they're not going to tell you how to do this, right? They're not going to tell you how to get published and how to sell your games to publishers and get them released on consoles and hit the Steam front page and do all that cool stuff. Okay, Thomas, shut up. Enough flexing. By the way, if you're a student, let me know in the chat what you think about the program. And if you enroll today, you will get a big old fat mention in tomorrow's live stream. Just as a way of saying thank you, because it does support the channel it does support the channel as I wrap up Twisted Tower. Twisted Tower is wrapping up here. Thank God. Oh, it's been a 4-year journey. It has been a long 4-year journey, and I cannot wait for this thing to get put onto the actual Steam shelves. And guys, can you imagine that right there? Oh, I just dream this right here in a in like a console container. It's always my dream, you know. I did it for my previous two. I'd love to have a physical copy of that cover art right there. Okay, you guys ready to jump into the first game? The first game is called Woodo. Am I peeking? Please tell me if I'm peeking. Fear of failure. That's cool that Jonas praised that. That's awesome. Am I peeking, guys? Please tell me if I'm peeking. Christian says, I love the program. Oh, you got the course? That's awesome. I love the program. I've been going through it in the last year or so. It's worth it. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much. That's very kind. Yeah, pitching to publishers, if for those of you who are curious about pitching to publishers is not getting in a fancy suit and flying to Los Angeles or, you know, going to Seattle or Austin, Texas or anything like that. Pitching to publishers is sending an email with your Steam page and saying, hey, I need money. Do you want to split the profits? I mean, it is a tale as old as time. Pitching is just trying to convince somebody that they're going to make money off of your product and for them to advance the money to you and fund the project. That's it. That it's that simple, but of course there's tricks that you should know, things that matter, things that publishers care about. And there's also really important legal stuff you need to understand. But let's go ahead and play this Woodo game. You guys ready? You're not hearing peaking? Okay, peaking sounds like this. This is peaking. This is peaking. All right, you guys ready? Here we go. Please, I want to hear a click sound. Yes! Oh, if there's a click sound on the menu, you already know that the developer is probably world class. Here we go. Yes. Ooh. Well, you need to tell me what I need to adjust for. Listen to that clicking. Oh, baby. That's perfect. It feels amazing. So this isn't... Is that gamma? Usually it turns really gray if it's gamma. Okay, let's continue here. I'm going to make my own game solo. I will definitely buy your program today. Well, that's awesome, Play STD. Thank you. That's very kind, and I think you're going to learn a ton. Seriously, the cool thing about the program, guys, is that it really is. I can actually say this with full confidence. It really is no risk, because you have 30 days until you could just say, never mind. You could consume the whole course, which, by the way, it's like 40 hours or more. It might be, the total package might be 60 hours. You could consume the whole thing on a weekend and then email me or my assistant Hector and say, I don't want it anymore. And I'm going to refund you without even asking. Because I just don't want your money if you don't want me to have your money, if you don't feel like it was worth it. So just keep that in mind. There's no risk. Okay, here we go. Whoa. That's great. I want to hear it. W O D O. That's great. This is awesome. Click and hold to rotate. Oh, this game is all about juice, isn't it? Juice. I said juice. Golly. So it's a coloring 3D game. You color. It's actually very therapeutic.
There are some things that
oh, yeah.
Places where we felt welcome and warm. People who made us feel like we belong. Moments when we were truly happy. Everything we gently keep as our most precious treasure, hidden deep inside.
My kids would love this. My kids would love this. What is this? I can't tell what that is. A turd? It kind of looks like a turd. But it probably isn't a turd. So the music and the voice acting sounds really cheesy. I think that the sound design is great, but the music and the voice acting feels really childish, whereas the game looks a little bit more mature. It looks like someone my age could even play this to relax. If it were me, oh, that's great. If it were me, the one thing I would change, if I was the art director, I would immediately get rid of that music, and I would play music like this. Hang on. We did this before. We've played this song before. But anything that's similar to the Townscaper soundtrack would work for this. So for example, yeah, something like this. This is from Fall of Porcupine. Here we go. Something that sounds a little bit more trendy, a little bit more artful, could really be great for this. Here, we'll just keep skipping through the various songs. Yeah, I would say music is gonna make this game shine. Like really solid music. I'll turn the music on in a sec, but I just want you to hear kind of where my head is. So I'm looking for a... Is it this? Let's listen to another one. Oh. Oh, as I rotate, you can see them here. Got it. So that's the key. Why do I suck at this? What's going on? I shouldn't suck at this.
And over time, they become a part of us if we allow ourselves to let life's wonders in.
Yeah, so the voice acting sounds like something on a Yodo. Is it Yodo card? It sounds like a very simple, almost AI sounding voice actor. And I think that voice actress is real, but it sounds like AI. And so I would prefer it to be gentler, not fully ASMR, but something with like a rich, unique personality. I can't remember what she said, but something that has like a realness to it. Not like a narrator, but like a realness to it, you know? That's what I would do. Okay, let's turn the real music on. But hopefully you guys can maybe see where I'm coming from with the music feeling a little cheesy. See? You know, it's not working for me. This game loses a lot of depth and value with this music. That's just my opinion. And I think I'm right. But yeah. Okay, here we go. Nice. That feels good. This is actually really pleasurable.
Feel alive enough to embrace joy in the moment.
Yeah.
Realizing we can't stop time, knowing it will pass.
Yeah, it just feels a little rehearsed.
That's what happened to me. Inside this little wooden box is my happiest memory.
See, here's the difference. Inside this little box is my happiest memory. That's like a trained voice actress for like a novel. And I don't think we want that. I feel like we want, inside this little box is a memory. Something real simple. Inside this little box is a memory. Inside this little box is a memory. Yeah, something real, like you're talking to somebody, you know? That's just my opinion, and it's correct. Here we go. Let's see here. Oh! That fit perfect! Let's keep going. Crunchy, crunchy, yes.
It's a memory of a summer that seemed endless, and happiness that smelled of warm bread and fresh apples.
It's a memory of a summer that's endless. Something a little bit more real. And this, yeah, the music. So that's the only complaints I have is those two things. The music, it reminds me of like what I hear on like Daniel Tiger, which is fine, I guess. It's kind of cool how these are angled perfectly. I mean that is really interesting how they're angled perfectly. Isn't that cool? So you could sort of visualize it over here where they go. That's so cool. Thomas, use your observation skills, bro. Oh, the key's right there. Here we go.
To the world of Woodo.
Oh, that was the menu, and Thomas was critiquing all of it. Let's keep playing. This is great. Very pleasurable. Very, very pleasurable. Hey, are you gonna play all the games on your tweet? No. Oh, wee, that feels great! This is awesome! Woohoo! Okay, this music's better. Yeah.
Hi there. It's
Hey.
me.
Hello? Is that a turd? It is. There's a little poo there.
Well, at least this is how I remember myself.
Oh, I love that I can make him wiggle and wobble. I need to write that down. I want to put that in my game. Wiggling body parts. Man, if my wife reads my notepad, she's going to be like, what? This is great. That's good music, baby. Boing! Oh, this feels great. My kids would love this.
I used to be such a city girl.
Me too.
I'd only ever really seen the countryside in movies. My mountains were skyscrapers, and my rivers were noisy highways.
And this is actually I think it's a really clever mechanic. I think it's actually more cleverer than people realize. It's about finding the right silhouette and matching it to these. And that's actually pretty clever. Now all we got to do is make it a gambling mechanic, and then everyone will play it. And they're perfectly matched to the size. What's the theory? How did they do that? And I love these sort of snow globe games where you can see like just one little moment, because you can create really good lighting and really cool post-processing. This is great music.
But I guess saying I lived in the city wouldn't be totally correct either. I spent most of my time online.
Look at that, guys. Dude. I wonder if the gimmick will shift and change. And maybe you'll only be able to see the shadows and stuff. Mama, mama make me dance, mama. There we go. I'm starting to realize I think I'm just too dumb to play complicated
Social
games.
media, chat rooms, online games, friends I had never met. Actually, I hardly ever left my own room. And why would I? I had the whole world at my fingertips. Well, a virtual one anyway.
It reminds me of those games I used to play in magazines. Highlights. The highlights magazines. When I'd go to the dentist.
Mom and Dad always got me whatever device I wanted. I really had it all. My phone was pretty much an extension of my hand.
I think everything about this is perfect. I'm not sure it'll sell well on Steam. Seems like it would be a great game for mobile. And I feel like the character's head should be shot off and like blood splatter goes across the table if you miss it, if you get it wrong. Well, you know, it's boring. It is boring if you're not the target market, you know? That's why I think it would be better on mobile. Is it going to sell super well? Probably not. Is it a really good, fun concept? Like, look at this. There's a lot of effort. This is all really, this feels so good. Just don't know who the target market is. I really want to finish this level. What? Oh no. Oh! Put on the keyboard.
But then one day,
nice.
Everything changed.
Yeah, so I think it's for kids. Cool game. Cool game. Let's move on to the next one, ladies and gentlemen. And what's really cool is that when you close it, it automatically opens up this form, which is pretty sweet. Nice. It's a long form. I'm not going to do it. Sorry. But they can watch this video and get some feedback. Okay, you guys ready to the next one? If you wanna submit your game next this week, because I'll be playing all week. I'll be here all week, ladies and gentlemen. Head on over to twitter.com or x.com/ThomasBrushDev. And every day I'll ask, hey, if you got games, post them in the comments, and then I'll pick the ones that interest me. All right, guys, let's move on to the next game. Are you ready? And while I open up this next game, just remember, if you want to join full-time game dev and get 50% off for the Black Friday sale, the link is below. It's my massive course. I built this thing and pretty much put everything I've learned in the last decade of being an indie game developer into this game. 2D art, 3D art, C# coding. That's what I mean. Not just talking about C#, but actually teaching how to code, if that's not obvious. How to get publishers, how to get crowdfunding, how to hit the Steam Prep page, how to get streamers to play your game, how to actually finish your game, stay motivated, signing publisher deals, building a studio brand, building an audience. It's massive. It's a huge program, private Discord server, and hey, included in today's sale event, you're also going to get 2 1-hour private sessions with me. And it's a group session with all of the students who enroll during Black Friday. Okay, let's go ahead and play this game called Shock. You guys ready to take a look at Shock? This really interested me, and I liked the front cover. I think the cover art's really cool. It's an Unreal game, so we're gonna get some weird prompts and strange issues with the monitor. This is what always happens with Unreal games. No. No. Kiri says, how do you make a game fun? Genuinely, I never ever you can never put too many funsies in your game. Funsies are things I call this stuff funsies. It's things that are interactable and they're always around you. So as you progress through the game, they're constantly making you feel like the world is interacting with you. So breakable boxes. In my game, I have a ton of balloons that you could pop and wiggle and wobble. Even the sound of footsteps. Decals that you can put on the when you hit a wall, a decal appears. All these little things to make you feel like you're part of that world. That's one really simple way to make your game fun. All right, here we go. Shock. Good, we've got sound. That means it's probably a good game. What I mean is, if there's sound on the menu like this, it's probably a good game. That's a kind of a rule of thumb. I'm going to call it the menu sound predictor. The menu sound predictor is if there's sound on the menu when you hover over, it's probably a good game. If it also works with keyboard, it's probably a good game. You guys ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Uh-oh. And not gamepad either. So we have ourselves one of the key variables as to whether you have a good game or not. Has failed. So we'll see here. Let's hit play. You can't hear the sound? Thomas's first law. UI sounds indicate quality. That's a good, I like that. Thomas's first law. How can you not hear the sound? I love you too, Kiri. Jab. It's okay, buddy. Sorry, I need to shock him. I'm just kidding, by the way. He is having a nightmare. I'm gonna wiggle him a little bit. Hey, it's okay, buddy. It's okay, buddy. All right, here we go. UI is brutal in Unity? Yes, it is. Oh, not motion blur. You need to let me turn off motion blur. All these Unreal games, they're always so motion blurry. This is crazy. I have no legs. Look at that motion blur though. And it's also a bunch of the post-processing that's creating screen tearing. It's not screen tearing, it's like it's a blur. It's a lot of the volumetrics and the I'm gonna assume it's real-time global illumination is sort of creating that blur as well. I'm not a fan of that stuff, but anyway. Sorry, I know I'm being annoying. Let me see if I can turn up the brightness. There's only 3 levels. It's kind of odd. Did that turn it up? I love that I have bandages on my head. I'm like in a hospital parking lot or something. Oh, it can hear me, guys. I didn't realize that there's a sound up there. A throwable object that can be used to cause distractions. This is really well made. Okay, I got a brick. Maybe I go under here. I like to play games like I'm a dumb gamer, so that the developer knows what their lowest common denominator will be. You have to build your game for the lowest common denominator, like me. Okay, so by the way, there's a UI indicator if you guys want to scrub back and go back in time if you want. It looks like the mouse is telling me to do left click when it's right click. This is a kind of a conundrum. When you show a mouse and you want to highlight it, you need to typically have the left mouse or the right mouse flash So that's what I had to do with my game because people were so confused what left and right mouse was. So, or highlight it red. The way it, and I'll show you in a sec, guys, what I mean. Thank you for the break. So I would say before you let me get 2 bricks, you need to teach me how to use the first one. I think that's a pretty reasonable request. I would use a little bit more point lights here. You know, I feel like it's just a little too dark. But it's just I'm not gonna say that's just me. I'm gonna say that I think I'm right. Use a bit more lighting. Yeah, make me use the first brick before I collect a bunch of them. I think that's a pretty reasonable request. Okay, so this is an issue with the level level design. You need to get me interested in this thing in the first 15 to 30 seconds. Like you need to teach me something pretty dang quick. I got a lot of games in my Steam library. And so this isn't me being mean. This is something that I've learned and I'm trying to help the developer. Give me something to do pretty quick, because what I just did there is I went in a huge weird circle on the first level. But Thomas, you're just being too ADD. Well, welcome to gamers, man. They're all that way. Especially when they're playing a game they know nothing about. Where's this blood coming from? Is it my legs? I want to hear squishing when I go through that. Okay, so this should be forced on me. I should not have the ability to go down multiple paths right now. And to the developer, I am telling you exactly what happened to me last year. I submitted my game's build to 3D Realms, and they were like, I spent 20 minutes on the first 5 minutes of the game because you gave me 3 paths. Treat the player like they're in a roller coaster where they're on a track. And that first 5 minutes, they're on a track and they get a brick and then they go to their left and they go to their right and they see a body. And then they throw the brick and we get a jump scare and then we can open up the world. But that one little path that I went down makes me want to quit the game. And that's just because I'm selfish and I'm impatient and I'm American. Guess what? That's what your players are going to be. The majority of them. This thing. Don't let the eye trick you. It cannot see. So this is what I mean right here, guys. It kind of looks like that's being highlighted here. Oh, you can't see it. It kind of looks like that's being highlighted there. Even though logically, I know that's not true. Because you can't highlight this either. You can't press the bottom of the mouse. So this is logically, it's the right one. But it looks like it's telling me to do the left one. So I would make this red and make that one white and this white. Now, bonus points is have this flash. Okay, so Dustin says, it was right in front of you. I feel like that was a little on you because it was highlighted. It was right in your face. Wrong. Wrong. If you want to use that logic, good luck. If you want to I'm serious, if you want to tell players that it's their fault, what's gonna happen? I've experienced this 3 times in beta testing and play testing. You're going to have 10 to 20% of players who do what I just did. So what's going to happen? 10 to 20% of players are going to get bored. You don't want that. You want to force it on the player in the first 5 minutes. Tell them exactly where to go and what to do. If I'm crawling around with no legs, don't give me branching paths in the first 5 minutes. But I love you and I appreciate you putting that forward in the chat. Thank you so much. But I'm going to be firm about that. Don't blame the player. You can say it's a little on you to the player. You could say that 30 minutes into the game. But believe it or not, for me, when I'm doing play testing, and I've been doing play testing for 3 months. Sorry, I'm going to get on a soapbox here. I've been doing play testing for 3 months with my own game. And I'll have people come over here. I have filled up over to my studio. I've filled up 6 of these. And never once do I ever tell the player, that's on you. Ever. Because the player doesn't want to feel that. They want to feel like they don't want the developer to say that. They want themselves to go, yeah, that is on me. If I just started playing this game and I got lost down a branching path in the first 5 minutes of crawling, I would feel like, wait, what? So that's my humble opinion. And I want to know what you guys think. Okay, here we go. Ooh, scary. So I wouldn't have put that note here right next to the jump scare trigger. I would get rid of the note. Just have the jump scare occur. I don't need that note. Because I just missed the jump scare. Okay, so what do we got in the chat here? PompyTube, you are holding the phone wrong. Is that an Apple thing? Yeah, you want a 1-year-old to be able to hold a phone and know what to do, and believe it or not, they do. Well, maybe when my kids were 2, they started to figure out what my phone did, how to do the phone, my iPhone. With games, the first 5 minutes, you want the lowest common denominator to understand your game, and to not get lost down some path. That should have happened to me in the first 15, 20 seconds. I get a brick, and then there we go. Actually, I don't even know why I've gotten bricks. So I need to get bricks after that jump scare. Let's keep playing. I'm not quite sure. I'm not sure if I was supposed to go somewhere else down here. So this is kind of a weird level design thing too as well, which is there's no purpose here. Okay, big old giant thing to press. I have to find something to open it with. Okay. So what I would say with this is I would just have it say, I guess that's fine. Is there a wheelchair somewhere? Did I already go over here? Gotta find a crowbar or something. There we go. We found our wheelchair. Okay, so there's a lot of things here. Let me explain what just happened. Guys, I swear to you, I'm not trying to be obnoxious here. I'm trying to help. I had this exact problem, and it was baffling to me, and it humbled me so bad. When I was doing playtesting for my game last year for Twisted Tower. This is the first level. I'm going to draw out the map here for the first level of Twisted Tower. Let's see here. All my pens and pencils are out of. So this was the initial map for Twisted Tower. Okay. This is what's crazy. This is seriously nuts that I'm even drawing this right now, and what I'm about to tell you is like nuts to me, because I wouldn't have understood what I'm saying had I not gone through this process. So it kind of looks like like sex ed class, but this is the map. Okay, the players started there, and they go to the right, and they get the key, and then they go back, and they unlock it, and they go to the exit. This took players, I'm not joking, this took players 15 minutes. And they got lost here. And they would end up back here. And that's because this had crouching in it. And so the crouching threw the player off. And then it also had, okay, I can break planks. And oh, I need to get a hammer here. So what happened is there was this sequence break that occurred where players didn't get the hammer in the right order, and then they went and got the key, and then they went back to the hammer, and then they forgot that they got a key, and then they forgot how to crouch. And so instead what we had to do, and I'll make a recommendation for what I would do here. Instead what I had to do, just for the first level, this is what I did. This is what I ended up doing. Again, kind of like sex ed. Step 1, get the hammer. Step 2, crouch. Step 3, talk to an NPC, or pull a lever, and you can also talk to an NPC if you want. Pull a lever, exit. You're trying to tell the player in a very structured sequence what they're doing. And you have to hold their hand. That's just the sad truth of it. With this level, what we've got here, we started the player and I don't know where the exit is, so I'm not going to put an exit. What happened is, another sex ed image, we started in the middle of a maze on the first level, and I can break the sequence of training. I can go to 3 if I want, I can go to 2 if I want, or I can go to 1 if I want. We need to structure the sequence and hard code it so that it cannot be broken in the first 5 minutes. It's a phenomenon, and it's not logical. You would think the player would want to have freedom to start and just do stuff. But if I'm crawling around, it's especially important. If I'm crawling around, you want to force me to get in the wheelchair right away. Take me down a path where I am forced to get in the wheelchair. Then take me to the brick. Then make me use the brick. Then do a jump scare. Did I mention, though, that this game feels really good? It feels great. Okay, I need a key. Get another brick. This is a great concept. Good sound design. Doomer Studios, thank you so much. If it is truly open, they should be able to conquer the entire world from the get-go, but need to explore it and play to master the systems to do so. Woohoo! Oh, that's cool. I love that. Press F to start crawling, and you can return by pressing it again near the wheelchair. Closes right click. I keep thinking it's left click. Press the F to start crawling. So I would just say press F. Press F to start crawling. You can return by pressing it again. Okay. That's great. So this is sort of a way to hide. Cool. Okay, so the problem with that is that you told me to do something that I didn't need to do. So what we would want to do is we would want a scenario. This is why I think this first part needs to be fully linear, because it's a training session. We need to be going down a hall and we need to see a walker or a zombie burst through a door because I bumped into something, and I press F and I crawl under a car. That sequence needs to be highly calculated and scripted, because I don't know for what purpose did I need to hide. So what if the player didn't even press F? What if they read that prompt and they just skipped it really quick? Then they don't use it. Then they forget 3 minutes later that they can do that. I'm telling you guys, these are little things that really do matter. A lot of you are probably thinking, oh, Thomas, you skipped the prompt, or Thomas, you skipped the key, or you skipped that. This is what it's going to be with your playtesters. You have to guide them. You really need to hold their hand the first 5 minutes. I will die on this hill. Okay, so I need to find like a crowbar or something. Lieutenant Dan Sim, I love that. All right, so let's see here. Sorry, I can press shift here. Yeah, I would have the teaching needs to be very again, it's teaching for the lowest common denominator. When you teach somebody about something, this is I hate to keep talking about what I had to do, but when I give someone a prompt and I say, hey, you can do this, and I do a big prompt and it comes on screen and it pauses the game and says, hey, you can open the weapon wheel with tab. Not only will I do that prompt, but during combat, I'll show it as well and say, hey, by the way, you can do this. So if the player is sort of moving around for 5 seconds without pressing shift, it needs to appear on screen, shift to sprint. Especially with a game like this where it's pretty punishing getting lost, because it's slow movement, you know? So what am I looking for here? I've got bricks. I've found 2 locked doors. I was told I need to crawl to hide, but I'm not sure why. So let's keep going here. So you guys tell me, man, did I miss anything? This is a cool gimmick though, because I can only crawl under certain things, which is really cool. So I have to get out of the wheelchair, which slows me down, which I think is a really nice that's a really nice mechanic. Is the dev here? Seriously. Let's talk about what's working, by the way. I think this is a really good hook. Being in a wheelchair with no legs is a really strong hook. I think there's just a big level design issue here. The design of the level is really problematic for a tutorial level. It's definitely problematic. Okay, so can I crawl? No, can't crawl. I'm not sure where to go. I can use the brick to open the vent. No, it says I need a key. I also wouldn't show the volume thing at the top until it's relevant. So there's what have we got? We've got 5 mechanics that haven't been used yet, I think. Crawling, I'm not really told why I need to crawl. Wheelchair, I'm not really told why I need a wheelchair. The brick, I'm not really told why I need to use the brick. The volume control up there at the top, I'm not sure why I have that. 5, the hitting into cars, I don't know what that's for either. So I've got 5 different mechanics that have not been taught. So hopefully you guys can understand that you got to treat it like a ladder. No matter, I mean, seriously, guys, even with the most simple mechanics, you have to treat it like a ladder, where you're climbing the ladder one rung at a time. I just showed you a picture of a ladder. That was necessary, wasn't it? And right now we've got 5 rungs that were skipped. I mean, I don't know what any of these things were for. I also saw an enemy that I don't know what the purpose of it was. And what's cool here is that the game is good. We were talking about this at the beginning of the stream, how small little things can completely wreck your game. Right now, all the player has to do is spend 2 hours rearranging the cars to force me to do each thing in order and in sequence. And I'm sure if the dev watches this is just absolutely infuriating to them. Because they're probably thinking, it's right there. The key is right there. But I can't find it, can you? That's the blood. XBA says, don't disrespect player intelligence. Do you know what the perfect time to disrespect player intelligence is in the first 5 minutes. It's okay to disrespect the player's intelligence in the first 5 minutes when you're teaching them how to play the game. After that, then you let go. After that, you let go. If you want your kids to love to ride the bike, and you want them to go ride their bike for hours so that they can leave you alone, you don't just tell them, get on a bike and go. You hold their hand and you teach them how to play or ride the bike, and then you let them go and they have a blast. So I need to find something to open that with. I really want to give this game the respect it deserves because the gimmick is cool. There's a reason why we have caution hot beverage on coffee mugs nowadays. Well, when you've got a Steam library with 1,000 games in it, you can't expect the player to just crawl around and figure out what to do. Like this area here. Okay, so I can get here in my wheelchair. Yeah, I can get in my wheelchair from here. So I don't need to crawl around here. It's easy to blame the player, but the right thing to do is to fix your game design. Correct. This is correct. In fact, I can't remember what was his name? Dave Gilbert. I had Dave Gilbert on. And he tweeted about how at the end of development, whenever he's done when he's wrapping up a game, he tends to make everything way less complicated. Because as the developer, you're like, it's simple, because you get a bird's eye view of this level, for example. And it's simple to you. But it's not simple to me. The lights are all off, and I have no legs. So this level is actually very complicated to me. Yeah, it did have a tooltip saying that bricks can be used to distract, but we still don't know what we are distracting. This is my point. Take them down a track, and each ladder of the rung of design is taught to the player. If you don't want the player to get frustrated, what's that? If you don't want the player to get frustrated, teach them. And then, when you do have a map like this, it's on them because you already taught them. Does that make sense? What's over here? Okay, nothing. It's crazy how easy it is to get lost in games. It is a strange phenomenon. It really is. I've had people get lost on a map that's so straightforward. And I'm like, what are you doing? It's a line. And they'll turn around. And they'll go backwards. How am I missing the thing that I'm supposed to do here? Guys, can you tell me what to do? Does anyone know? Tim S says also streamers are usually more distracted since they also manage their chat. Yes. This is true. And so you've got to build your game for streamers as well. That is true, Tim. Maybe this is the end of the game. Yeah, I don't know. So I hope you guys have learned some stuff from this. A rock solid gimmick with really good animation and really good art. The art's pretty good. I mean, it's asset-y, but it's pretty good. Can be really hurt by poor level design and a poor understanding of player psychology for tutorial levels. What was that? I really want to figure out what to do here. How do I get over there? Can't get over there. I feel like if I quit now, I'll be so mad at myself. Maybe I'm sitting on the key, yeah. This thing, don't let the eye trick you. It cannot see. I don't know what that means. So that could be simple as it's blind. You could just have it say, the thing is blind. A lot of times, really abstract notes in a game tend to just confuse the player more when in reality you're trying to tell the player, hey, you don't have to worry about sound or him seeing you. You need to be quiet. So a lot of times, like, I've seen this a lot with the games I play on the stream, where players will put these really abstract poetic notes all over the place, and the player's already confused by the game. They're trying to figure out the game still, and now they've got abstract notes that seem obvious to the developer, but the player, they don't really know what you're saying. So that note could have said, the monster is blind, period, and have like a bloody handprint on it, and it'll look cool. Oh, there it is. Okay. Just when I thought I knew what I was doing. So we'll turn back around. Doinky, look to your right now. Well, we did, and it didn't take us anywhere. So back to the drawing board. Okay, okay. So that's good, I guess. That's fine. And the developer's probably thinking, wow, that took you 30 minutes, Thomas. Yep. That's what happens. Okay, so I've got 3 locked doors now. 3 locked doors. So a lot of stuff has been dumped on me in the first area. A lot of stuff has been dumped on me. You got to reward the player at least once or twice. And again, guys, it's not that you hold the player's hand forever. It's that you just hold it for this first part. Another locked door. Crawl under it. Cool. So here's a great. Remember how it taught me how to get out of the wheelchair? You need, and what's so funny is I know a lot of you are watching me going, crawl under it, crawl under it, crawl under it. This is what 20-30% of your players are going to do. They're not going to put 2 and 2 together because they're thinking about something else. And so you have to put that one hinted moment where you're taught to crawl. It needs to be at the place you need to crawl. Now, I'm thinking back when I was taught to crawl. Do you guys remember? If you go back, it told me to crawl, right? Do you remember that time it taught me? It was doing it near the hole that I crawled through just now where there was a jump scare. The problem is if the player misses that hole, they're confused. So what you have to do is you have to put a light that's flickering right there, right where that hole is, and move the camera and point it at the hole to crawl through so that you teach crawling. It's a sad world, I agree. So I can't go down there because I don't have my wheelchair for some reason. Press F twice to run. Okay, so for some reason I can't crawl far away from my wheelchair. So like, yeah, it's just that we got some design issues. I don't mind that you can't crawl away from your wheelchair. I just feel very unrewarded right now. Every time I try to go like and use something, there's no reason to do it. So like crawling, getting down and crawling here, I should get the key. Yeah, Oliveria says it very well. Telling the player something once is not enough. It needs to be said, then trained, and later you create situations where they figure it out. I agree. So I can't go down there without my wheelchair for some reason. So this is a puzzle box, isn't it? This whole area is a puzzle box, which is awesome. That's so cool. And I think there's nothing wrong with that. If I was the developer, what I would do is maybe keep this, make this the official level 1, but I would teach the core key things in a hallway leading up to this. If you do that, teach the crawling under things with the wheelchair, teach what bricks are for, teach how to sprint, how to get in and out in the wheelchair, teach how to sprint, teach that enemies can't see you. Do all of that in a very structured sequence in a hallway, and then put me in the puzzle box, right? Then you could put me in the puzzle box. See if we can crawl under anything else. No, I don't think the game is bad. I think this game is great. I really do. The developer watching, I really think the game is great. You need to teach me. That's all you need to do. Don't change anything else. Just teach me. Sweet. What? Am I sure I want to log out? No? What? For some reason I got a weird log out mention. Okay, so what have we been taught about doors for the last 20 minutes? Can anyone in the chat, what have we been taught about doors in the last 20 minutes? Does anyone know? Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Anthony says all of them are locked. That's right. So what we've learned about doors in this game is that all of them are locked. So what happens psychologically is when the player sees a door, they just don't open them. They just stop trying. So I think the game is rock solid. I really do. I just think it needs to teach a little bit better. What's that? That's cool. You can only open doors when you have functional legs. All right, I got the screwdriver. I think you can go over there. I would say don't delete this level. Keep the level, but just teach all the necessary elements in a hallway of some kind so that the player has to do what you want them to do. Okay, it was this over here. There was something over there that I had. Oh, it was next to the body, I remember. Yes, I agree with that. Locked doors and open doors should visually look different somehow. Whether it's the handle's highlighted and it's a clear open, and then you could do an icon of a lock, or you could do an icon of an open door. Rock solid game. Rock solid game. We just have a teaching issue. Lieutenant Dan. This is great. The developer was like watching Forrest Gump and they thought, I can make a horror game about this. This is a good game. I really think it's a good game. I think it's a great concept. There's something really special here. Very special. Oh no! Oh no! That's cool. Having a clear... It doesn't have to be an obvious tutorial. But every game should have a tutorial, right? It doesn't have to be obvious. Oftentimes it's just do everything that I just did, but just put it in a more linear sequence. And that's it, you know. Teach the player to crawl at the right time. Teach the player how doors work at the right time. Reward the player so they don't get frustrated at the right time. Teach the wheel... That's hilarious. Teach the wheelchair at the right time. So you lose your wheelchair, huh? Okay, now it's really starting to feel good, isn't it, guys? Hey, I've said a lot in this live stream. What do you guys think? So the developer can have a clear understanding of whether Thomas is full of crap, or do we agree with Thomas? I'm not asking for you guys to vote on whether Thomas is right, but just let me know in the chat so the developer could see it. Is this something that we feel needs to happen? Okay, we got the electricity room key, which was... Oh, I remember where that was. Okay. See, that's the problem, Kiri. Kiri said, use the brick for the glass. Well, we don't know what the brick's for. It wasn't for the glass. We have no idea what the brick is for. We were given a brick 30 minutes ago, and we have no idea what it's for. So there's no reason to have bricks on this level. Apparently. I mean, I could be wrong. Thomas, you missed my super chat. What was it? I'm sorry, I can't read it right now. Let's see. I guess I can. Thomas, you missed my super chat. Sorry, I'm looking at it here. For some reason, my super chats never show up. There it is. Baby Snow, I just released the demo for my game, Baby Snow. Thank you, Thomas, for giving me hope and useful tips. That's awesome. Okay. Let's see here. Where was I? Okay, so what do we got? I see no flaws here except for level design, 1000%, which honestly is something that is a complicated skill set. You know, level design, I have found this out the hard way, and it was a lot of painful playtesting, but the problem often is not that your levels aren't working. It's that you haven't told the player how the game works. So sometimes all you got to do is make a level 0, right? This is level 1. Give me a level 0. Throw it together over the weekend and have it be rewarding and fun. And it feels like it's challenging, but it's actually not. With jump scares and lights flickering and scary music and voices and throwing that brick and seeing the enemy run off the screen or something and crawling underneath a car that's on fire. You make the player feel like, wow, that first level was tense. Oh man, it was hard. You've got thunder and lightning and the camera's shaking when you maybe go underneath a gas valve that's all of that stuff seems like it's a challenge, but it's not. It's all it is it's for babies. And when you teach them that and you give them this juicy, sugary first 30 seconds and you teach them how to play, then you throw them into level 1. You scared me, Jeb. Does that make sense? Dude, I made a level 0 once and I needed a level -1. You just have to keep refactoring the experience. What's this here? Scroll up, please. I've been saying I think these things have been addressed or they were changed from your suggestions on purpose. What? Well, I'm just playing the demo on Steam. That's awesome. But if they did that, that's great. Level design is very complicated, but requires reward and challenge for the exploration and meets the point of why the player is there. Give them some carrots. I agree, Snow Hunter. Foxite says, I agree with Thomas. Well, I feel so much better about myself. Did you Google it? Travis says you're forcing the player to explore this area. Make the exploration fun. Introduce a good balance of intrinsic and extrinsic rewards around the map. Travis, you mind explaining what you mean by intrinsic versus extrinsic? I actually don't know what you're talking about. Dog jump scare, yeah. What else we got here? Yes, but there is a video that is old that has these things in it. That's awesome. If the developer already fixed these things and there's a better version out there, great. I actually think, in my opinion, I think that this game could have viral success. Now, I would say it needs to be scarier. We need a villain. Guys, can you imagine? Oh, I just had chills. Can you imagine if you had a Michael Myers type character just walking around? Now, maybe we do. And we're still in the tutorial. um, Salazar. Needs a bottleneck with clear explanations and examples. Some initial hot tips that are tied physically to the example. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Extrinsic is a physical reward. That's great. So like you're saying like a health pack or something. Okay. Here's an idea. In a game with the chest, it what? Okay. Here's an idea. In the game with the chest, it was a toy. We were given things like bricks and doors. We have the wheelchair that immediately feels like it. What? Okay. I'm just reading y'all's comments because I feel like I've been very critical and I'm trying to double check that I'm not just in a bad mood. Doinky puts it. Doinky, I can't take you seriously with that username, but Doinky puts it very well. Everything has no purpose immediately. Boy, that's such a good phrase. Everything has no purpose. So everything has no purpose immediately. That is the opposite of what should happen at the beginning of a game. Some things have a ton of purpose immediately. A few things are highly purposeful immediately at the beginning of a game. I don't know. Super chat. Sarov, can you check out? Guys, you can't pay me to check out your games. I love you so much. I really do. And Sarov, that's awesome. I'm really proud of you and I'm excited, but I can't just look at people's games because they pay me. I'm sorry. And I think that's a reasonable standard, wouldn't you say? I could definitely take sponsorships though. But I'm not gonna look at games if you super chat me. Yo, T-Dog just implemented multiplayer through an extension on Godot, and it was stupid easy and fast. Also, would you review devlogs in the future? Maybe. I'm not a huge fan of devlogs. So, no. I don't like devlogs, actually. Like, I don't watch devlogs at all. And they kind of annoy me. And I've made a few in the past. They're not a great way to market your game, honestly, unless you're like Thomas, I'm offering $65,000 to play my game Donkey Halls. Okay. I actually can be bought. I like your game and trailer, bro. Keep going. So that's Kiri is talking to Sarov. That's awesome. Sarov, I'm not trying to be mean. I would like to look at your game. I just don't want to create a standard where I'm being paid to look at people's games. Okay, let's move on to the next game. Unless you're Danny, that's right. Okay, as I pull up the next game, ladies and gentlemen, just remember you can check out Full-Time Game Dev below, get 50% off. Thomas, you're really pushing this sale. Yeah, it's Black Friday. Are you kidding me? Black Friday, biggest sale of the year. If you want to learn not only what I've learned about pitching to publishers and getting funding with just a demo, pitching on Kickstarter, getting funding on Kickstarter, but also how to code your game, how to make it in Godot, Unity, or Unreal. You can take your pick, whether it's 2D or 3D, but also how to hit the Steam front page, how to stay motivated, how to finish your game, how to, what else? How to get streamers to play your game, how to reach out to the press, all that stuff is in the Full-Time Game Dev course. It's 50% off, biggest sale I've ever done. 2D Art Pro, 3D Art Pro, and my YouTube courses completely free, and also my Stream My Game course, which teaches you how to talk to YouTubers, how to reach out to streamers. It's massive. Oh, Thomas, you're just some YouTuber. Well, I also make games. And they are published. And they're very positive on Steam. And I'm on my third commercial release. Just to give you some credibility, I'm on my third commercial release published by 3D Realms. Then why do you sell courses? Because I want to. And because I like to teach. I have heard that 1,000 times. It's like you're only allowed to do one thing. You're not allowed to be a YouTuber if you make games. That's the rule. What? Who? When did that? Who said that? Okay, let's play Spectator. Oh, it's not installed. Okay. Well, we should have been doing that. Let's take a look at the Steam page here. You are an observer tasked with monitoring... Whoa, scary. You are an observer tasked with monitoring surveillance footage for suspicious activity. This innocuous job soon takes a turn for the creepy, as anomalies begin to appear from moving furniture to them. Experience a real-time horror straight from horror-filled creepypasta. Sweet. Sweet. Okay, hang tight, guys. We're going to let this thing install. I'm going to look at these reviews for... I don't want to show them on screen just yet. Okay, Spectator is still installing. Let me open up this Steam page. I was looking at the reviews for that other game just to make sure that I was not completely off base. And I don't think I am. Because I don't want to give bad advice. That's one of my biggest fears, to be completely honest with you guys. Giving bad advice and just being completely wrong. I hate that. This looks cool. Let's watch the trailer. Okay. The music. I feel like we're watching like Tron or Born Identity or something. It could be so much more creepy. I might actually do it in Premiere. I couldn't read that. I have no idea what that said. Yeah, so if it's a horror game, I wouldn't play that kind of music. What's going on? What's happening? Oh, it's installing the .NET framework. My. Oh. There's no way I'll have all the answers. Cyber Shell. It's funny, the older I get, the more averse to giving advice I am. You know? I'm just more and more insecure. Okay. What's the Thomas Brush's first law of a good game? Does the UI have sound? Nope. Yeah, this music should have been in the trailer, you know? A lot of different fonts. Cell code of conduct: keep calm, don't smoke, keep clean. Follow the routine. That's a good character controller. Feels pretty good. Feels like I have weight. Although I got stuck on that door. It's easy to get stuck on door frames. Yeah, okay. So when I get against walls, I just get, it's almost like I'm a magnet. Ugh, that's tough. So never mind about the character control. That's brutal. Ugh, ooh, that feels really brutal. It's like I'm made of Velcro. Good lighting. We got some back rooms. We got some Five Nights at Freddy's. We've got Slender Man. We've also got Among Us. Which actually, that's actually makes sense. They're taking all the different horror tropes and they're putting it into this surveillance game, which I actually think makes sense. That's kind of funny. That's the gimmick. I understand what the developer's trying to do now. Anyway, let's see here. No anomaly of this type in the room. Blood. Yeah, a lot of different fonts, and some things are outlined, some things aren't. Okay, so what do these buttons do? Okay, so how do I get out of this? Whoa. Okay, so those are apparently arrows. They don't look like arrows, though. This is kind of cool. So it's a bit of an idle game, wouldn't you say? Idle horror game. What? Do you guys understand what I'm supposed to do here? Does anyone have any idea? Okay. Okay. So that's what it is. We need to be taught that. I can't rely on my stream to tell me how to play. You look through the cameras, and when you see an anomaly, you select which anomaly is there with the buttons. Okay. So this one was a camera malfunction. Okay. That's kind of fun. Let's see here. I agree. The fix takes too long to complete. When you select something, it should just... I mean, I don't see why it shouldn't just be immediate. It's very disorienting when it takes so long when you click something. I think it should just, like, be pretty immediate. Although I understand perhaps why the developer's doing that. Otherwise, you could just click everything really quickly. So there's a bit of a design problem there. It's a catch-22. On one hand, it's very, very annoying that I have to wait 5 seconds. It's another thing that I could just click whatever, you know? Blood? Or is that just dirt? Okay. So I had to do it quickly. So yeah, you have like, it's like a limited time. What was that? Yeah, I agree. The timer does make you think carefully. I agree. I think it needs to be something like when you press the wrong thing, you're punished gameplay wise. Like you get a jump scare in the game, you start over that. You start over this sequence. Ooh. Was it movement? Yeah, there needs to be some kind of punishment where it's like you get 3 tries. Is that what that is? 3 tries? Okay, guys, let's do a little vote here. Sorry, it's hard to stream that because we're just going to get viewers falling off because it's a very static game. I'm not saying it's bad. I don't know. I don't know if it's for me. I don't know if it's for me. But maybe you guys like that. You know, maybe you guys like that. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and do a little vote here. I'm going to throw into the chat a vote for our favorite games. What were they called? We had a game called... What is your favorite game? Shock, Woodo. And what was the other one? Lieutenant Dan. It was called Shock, Woodo, and then Spectator. Spectator. The real reason, guys, and also the reason I'm kind of jumping quickly here is because I realized I have a podcast with Primogen in an hour, and I have to prepare for it. Yeah, I don't think it's I don't think it's a good streaming game, and I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to make the developer feel bad. That's just not streamable, unless it's played on like one of those casual channels where streamers are just really good at talking, you know. Okay, I'm gonna post this. Shock is the legless game. Woodo is the fun 3D object clicking game. And then Spectator was the backrooms cameras game. All right, I'm going to post that. And while I do that, one more big, huge thank you to all these new students who joined Full-Time Game Dev. I just want to give you guys one more shout out. It really means a lot to me, and it also to be completely honest with you, it supports the final leg of development for Twisted Tower, which is I'm just so grateful for you guys. Thank you so much. But more importantly, look, you're going to learn a ton, and the biggest bundle I've ever done. Biggest freaking bundle. This is the biggest Black Friday sale I've ever done. It is 50% off my program, Full-Time Game Dev. Go ahead and vote, guys. The link is in the description or in the chat. So go ahead and vote while I do this ad read. 50% off Full-Time Game Dev. What is Full-Time Game Dev? Well, you're going to learn from an actual game dev on how to pitch to publishers, how to do a Kickstarter campaign and get funded, how to make a game, 2D, 3D, how to code with C#. You also learn Unity or Unreal or Godot, whichever engine you want to learn. But you're also going to get my 2D art programs, my 3D art program, and my YouTube program completely free, but only for the next 11 days. And I'll also throw in my Stream My Game course, which teaches how to reach out to streamers. The reason I shill these courses so confidently is because I have 4,500 students. People love these courses. And number two, everything that's in these courses I've done multiple times. So pitching to publishers. I've signed 3 publisher deals. My biggest was I signed a publisher deal with 3D Realms. I've been funded on Kickstarter twice. Both campaigns raised about $100,000. I've made 2D games. I've made 3D games. I've built a really solid YouTube channel that's profitable. I've got streamers to stream my games. Jacksepticeye, Game Grumps, MatPat, the list goes on. I know how to do this stuff. And so you're learning from somebody who actually knows how to do it. So if you want to make 2026 the year where you finally get into game dev and you put together a small indie studio and hopefully go full time, if that's your dream, this is the perfect resource for you. And you don't even have to go through it all at one moment or one weekend. Get the discount now, and all next year and the year after that, as I continue to update the course, it's a great resource. You'll always get updates in perpetuity. It's a great resource to have. And there's a private Discord server with thousands of game dev students. I've had a lot of students go full time, believe it or not. And this actually is very surprising to me because going full time is pretty difficult. So it's just such a good resource to have. And also, these people are on the server. Bart, if you're in the chat, I think you were in yesterday's chat. Bart went full time. And I think you hit the new and trending yesterday, which is really cool. Please check out the course and I'll give you a shout out tomorrow in tomorrow's live stream. All right, guys, thanks for letting me shill. You know I like to shill. Let's take a look at the poll. Ready, set, go. Here's what we got. Woodo, the fun 3D object click game, got 51%. Shock got 43%, and Spectator, the Backrooms camera game, got 6%. I'm going to do one more poll. Okay? Let's see here. 63 votes. Guys, we've got 480 people watching right now across all platforms. 250 on YouTube. Go ahead and vote. Please vote. Let's see if these go up. Let's see how much control I have. Vote. Vote. Let's watch the numbers go up. Vote. 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 Yes. Okay, we got one. Vote. Really? Oh, man. Hey, let's see here. We've got 72 votes, and that Woodo game, that one won. Now, I'm going to start a new poll, okay? I'm going to start one more poll. This is for my curiosity. If the wheelchair game had better tutorialization, would it win? if that's a word. If the wheelchair game had better tutorialization, would it win? No, Wheezy, don't vote if you don't. I appreciate it, but don't vote for a random game. It's fine. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So overall, I think that that wheelchair game just needed a good tutorial level. We needed to teach the player in a nice sequence. Cool. Cool. All right, guys, I love you so much. Feel free to check out that course below if it looks interesting to you. I'm going to do a live stream tomorrow. I'm going to shout out new students tomorrow, so be sure to come on the live stream tomorrow to hang out, and I'll shout you out. Again, huge thank you to the new students who joined during Black Friday. It's so awesome to